Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to online support program for English class 10th. I am here, your course instructor, Mrs. Asma Gul. I hope you all are doing well. Let us come towards the topic for today: direct and indirect speech. We are going to study direct and indirect speech in this tutorial. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to define direct and indirect speech. You will be able to understand the rules of converting direct into indirect speech, and you will be able to convert the direct speech into indirect speech. Resources which are required is your English grammar and composition book for 9th and 10th. Coming towards the topic, what is direct and indirect speech? Direct speech actually reports the message of the speaker in the exact words as spoken by him. For example, Maya said, "I am busy now." Here, Maya is the speaker and "I am busy now" are the words or are the exact words which were spoken by Maya. For the direct speech, when we report their exact words, they are enclosed in the quotable quotes, or you can say quotation marks. Okay, indirect speech. Indirect speech reports the message of the speaker in our own words. For example, Maya said that she was busy then. Here, we are reporting the words spoken by Maya. Now, come towards the rules for the conversion of direct into indirect speech. Rule number 1. We have to identify the reporting verb and reported speech. That is the first and the foremost thing that we have to do while converting our direct speech into indirect speech. Now, coming towards the reporting verb and reported speech, a direct speech, it actually comprises of two parts. The part that is inside the quotation marks is called reported speech, and the other one that is out of the quoted marks is called reporting speech. Let us come towards the example. Here, direct speech is, "She said, I'm happy to see you." Your reporting speech, what is your reporting speech? She said. She said is your reporting speech, and reported speech, I'm happy to see you. Here, you can see that it is enclosed in the quotation marks. Now come towards the reporting verb. Let us go into the brief details of reporting verb. What is a reporting verb? It is actually a verb which belongs to a class of verbs conveying the action of speaking. It is used with both direct and reported speech or indirect speech. For example, Mustafa said that he was my neighbor. Ruj says to me, "I have been working for 3 hours." Here, in both the examples, we have used the reporting verbs. The verbs in orange, they are actually the reporting verbs. Rule number 2. Checking the tense of the reporting verb. When the reporting verb is in the past, present tenses will change into corresponding past tenses. For example, she said, "I'm happy." Its indirect form will be, she said that she was happy. If the reported speech, the reporting verb is in the past, the reported speech is in the present, it will change into the past tense. If the reported speech is in the simple present tense, it will change into simple past. We will study it later. And the tense will not change for the universal truths. For example, he said, "We cannot live without water." Indirect form will be, he said that we cannot live without water. Now here, we cannot live without water is a universal truth, which is true for all the times. For example, and there are some more examples. For example, the sun rises in the east, and many other things like that. Now these are the universal truths. So we do not need to change the tense of the universal truths. Okay, when the reporting verb is in the present or future, the tense of the reported speech will not change. For the first one, for example, the present tense. Let us see example. She says, "I'm going." She says that she is going. Now here we haven't changed the tense of the reported speech because the reporting verb is in the present tense. Now coming towards the next example, which is about the future tense. She will say, "I'm going." Now here our reporting verb is in the future tense. It will remain the tense of the reported speech will remain the same. She will say that she is going. Now let us go into the details of the tenses conversion of the reported speech when the reporting verb is in the past tense. Conversion of the present tenses when the reporting verb is in the past. The rules are, tense change rules are: present simple changes into past simple tense, present continuous changes into past continuous, present perfect changes into past perfect, present perfect continuous changes into past perfect continuous. Now let us come towards its example. For example, in the direct speech, Ali said, "I always wait for Mustafa here." Now here the reporting verb is in the past while the reported speech is in the simple present tense. What happens here? When we convert it into indirect speech, it will change this way. Ali said that. That is used. Conjunction that is used. He always waited for Musa here. There. Now here the other changes also are taking place, but first we are going to talk about the tenses. So the present simple tense has been changed into past simple. Present continuous. Ali said, "I'm waiting for Musa." Ali said that he was waiting for Musa. Here the reporting verb was in the past, so the reported speech was in the present tense. As the reporting verb was in the past, so we had to change present continuous into the past continuous. Same goes for the past present perfect. "I have completed my essay." Ali said that he had completed his essay. Present perfect continuous into past perfect continuous. "I have been waiting for Musa." Ali said that he had been waiting for Musa. Now this was all about the present tenses. Now coming towards the past tenses. What happens to the past tenses when the reporting verb is in the past? What is the tense change rule? Simple past changes into past perfect tense. Ali said, "Musa received a letter." Ali said that Musa had received a letter. We have to change the simple past tense into past perfect. Past continuous changes into past perfect continuous tense. Ali said, I'm working hard. Ali said that he had been working hard. Now, past perfect tense, it remains the same. Ali said, I had listened to your questions. Ali said that he had listened to my questions. Past perfect continuous tense will also remain the same. Ali said to Musa, you had been walking along the riverside. Ali told Musa. Now, here, one more change that occurred is that when the reporting verb is followed by an object. Here we have subject is Ali and object is Musa, and said to is used as reporting verb. The reporting verb said to will change into told. Ali told Musa that he had been walking along the riverside. Now, conversion of the future tenses when the reporting verb is in the past. What happens? Future simple tense changes into present conditional. Will changes into would. Ali said, I'll teach you reported speech. Ali said that he would teach me reported speech. Sorry. Will changes into would actually. Now the next one, future continuous, will be into would be, which is continuous conditional. Ali said, I'll be teaching you reported speech. Ali said that he would be teaching me reported speech. Future perfect tense, will have into would have. Ali said, I have written a letter. Ali said that he would have written a letter. Now these are the tenses change rule for the future tense when the reporting verb is in the past tense. Now come towards rule number 3, which is conversion of interrogative sentences from direct to indirect speech. Reported speech. When our reported speech is in interrogative form, the punctuation marks, comma, inverted comma, question marks, they are removed. We do not use the conjunction that in our interrogative sentences, and we change interrogative sentences into assertive form of sentences, and said is changed into either asked or inquired, and we use if or whether for yes or no questions. Let us proceed further. Now, when we change direct speech into indirect speech, following are the changes that take place. The very first one, the interrogative sentence, it changes into an assertive sentence. No conjunction is used. That, actually we are talking about that is not used in the interrogative when we are changing direct into indirect speech interrogative sentences. And now, if a sentence in direct speech begins with a question, what, where, when, as they are question word itself, they act as a joining clause, so we do not need any the conjunction that here. For example, where do you live? Asked the boy. The boy inquired where I live. Now we do not need any that here. Simply we use the same question word where, what, why, how, etc. Now if a direct speech sentence begins with an auxiliary verb or the helping verb, the joining clause should be if or whether. For example, she said, will you come for the party? Now, indirect will be she asked whether we would go for the party. This is how it changes. We can use either if or whether. Now, reporting verbs such as said or said to changes into inquired, asked, or demanded. For example, he said to me, "What are you wearing?" Now, said to will change into asked. He asked me what I was wearing. Now, these are some of the examples for the conversion of direct interrogative sentences into indirect speech. He said to me, "Will you be here tomorrow?" He asked me. Now, here is an auxiliary is used. So, we will make use of whether or if here. He asked me whether I would be there the next day. Now, what happened here? Our question mark, questioning sentence or the question mark has been changed into a full stop. Mother said to son, "Do you think to disobey me?" Mother asked son, said to changes into asked, and we have used the conjunction if here. Mother asked son if he thought to disobey her. Teacher said, "Do you know the exact answer?" Teacher asked students whether they knew the exact answer. Now, the next one, she said to me, "What is the name of great Mughal king?" She asked me what was the name of great Mughal king. We do not need to use any conjunction here. They said, "What is the schedule of examination?" They asked, "What was the schedule of examination?" He said to me, "Have you been to Turkey?" Now, have is an auxiliary. So here, he asked me if I had been to Turkey. This is how we change the interrogative direct speech into indirect speech. Now, come towards the next one, the rule number 4, conversion of modals in the reported speech. What happens to the modal verbs? The modals, they change or like can becomes could, may becomes might, must becomes had to, would have to, according to the structure of the sentence. For example, now here let us look at these few examples here. She said she can write. She said that she could write. Now, when the reporting verb is in the past, can becomes could. She said, "I may buy a dress." She said that she might buy a dress. Roma said, "I must complete the assignment." Roma said that she had to complete the assignment. If we have to change the modal verb, for that very reason, we also need to check the reporting verb here as well. Now, there are some modal verbs that do not change. Could, would, might, should, ought to, they do not change. Now, here are some examples. Ali said, "I can swim." Ali said that he could swim. He said, "It may rain today." He said that it might rain that day. Now, the adverb of time and place also changes. We will discuss it afterwards, but here we are discussing the modals. She said, "I must run fast." She said that she had to run fast. They said they would speak English. They said that they would speak English. There is no change in word. Might, it might cost me more money. He said that it might cost him more money. Only the pronouns have been changed, and the overall structure remains the same. Now, coming towards the next rule, that is change in the pronouns in the indirect speech. How does a pronoun changes when we convert direct speech into indirect speech? Here, the first person in the direct speech, it changes as per the subject of the speech. first person changes as per subject of the speech. For example, here he said, I'm in a meeting. Here we have the first person. So, first person will change according to the subject of the sentence. The subject is he here. So, in the indirect speech, it will be like, he said that. I will change into he here because the subject is he. He was in a meeting. The second person, how does the second person change? Second person of direct speech changes as per object of the reporting speech. For example, she says to them, you have done your work. Now here, them is the object of the direct speech. So, you is the second person. The second person will change as per object of the reporting speech. He said, she tells them. Now she says to them. Says to will change into tells. She tells them that they, you will change into they have done their work. The third person of direct speech doesn't change because it is already the third person. We are talking about someone else here. He said, she works well. Now, the third person will remain the same. He said that she worked well. Now come towards the first person examples. She said, I'm quite fine here. Here, the first person is she. So, I will change into she. The rest of the rule will remain the same. Present tense will change into past and past will change into corresponding past tenses. He said, I write every day. So, I will change into he. They said, we have made good progress. We will change into that. They said that they had made good progress. She said to her friend, my job is writing a letter. Now here, my is first person. So, my will change according to the subject of the reporting speech. And here, the subject is she. So, my will change into her. Her job was, she told her friend that her job was writing a letter. They said to him, we have good friends. They told him that they had good friends. I said, I am practicing the reported speech. I will remain I because the subject is I here. We said, we are learning English. Now here, we said, we and here we, they both are the first person, so they will remain the same. So it is not necessary that the first person will always change into the second person. If the subject is first person, about the first person, so our first person in the reported speech will not change. But if there is someone else is talking about himself in the direct speech, then first person will change into the second person. As you can see here in the first few examples, she, I changes into she because the subject is she here. Now, second person examples. He said to her, you are an intelligent girl. He, here said to will change into told. The second person of the reported speech changes as per object of the reporting speech. So how does it change? Simply it will change like he said to her, he told her. Now you is the second person, so you will change as per object. Here object is a girl, so it will change like he told her that she was an intelligent girl. She said to him, "You are not real." Now you is the second person and object is him. So you will change into he, and the rest of the sentence will change according to the rule we have already studied. He said to me, "You are a clever guy." Now me is the object of the reporting speech, so you will change into I. She said to Ali, "I'm known to your mother." Now here Ali is third person. She told Ali that she was known to his mother. Your will change into Ali's or his mother. Okay. Now third person examples. Third person remain the same. It doesn't change. Let us see some examples here. He said they prefer singing. Now he said that they preferred singing. They said it is hard for us to bear cold. They said that it was hard for them to bear cold. Ali said he likes chocolate. Ali said that he liked chocolate. They said she's waiting for Ali. They said that she was waiting for Ali. Rule number 6. Requests, commands in the indirect speech. What happens to those type of sentences which are, we can call them imperatives as well. Indirect speech is supported by some verbs like requested, ordered, suggested, and advised when we are converting an imperative from direct into indirect speech. And moreover, forbid and forbade is also used for negative sentences. Therefore, the imperative mode in the direct speech changes into the infinitive in indirect speech. How? Let us see some examples. She said to her, "Please complete it." Here, said to will change into requested. Now here we have changed the reporting verb into requested. Requested her to complete it. To complete it, this is an infinitive again. So here, as we can see, as per mood of the reported speech, the reporting verb has been changed. If it was some command here, so it would have been ordered, something like that. Okay. Hamid said to Ali, "Do not make noise." Hamid forbade Ali to make noise. As forbade is already a negation, so we do not need to use not here. We are already describing, asking him not to make noise. Now, actually, imperatives are the sentences which consist of some command, request, order, suggestion, or advice. So we should always keep the following points in our minds while changing the direct imperative into indirect imperative. We must understand the mood of the sentence if it is a command, request, advice, or suggestion. Then after that, we have to use appropriate joining clauses as per the spirit of the sentence, and we should follow the other rules as per other rules of reported speech. For example, here Ali said, "Please stay here." Now here mood is requesting mood, so we will be using Ali requested to stay there. Mustafa said to him, "Mustafa, do not take this exercise easy." Now it is kind of advice here, so we will be saying Mustafa advised students, or Mustafa advised him not to take that exercise easy. Dentist said to Ali, advice, suggestion again. He said to the guard, "Open the door." Now this is order, and it is like that here. So Now come towards rule number 7, that is indirect speech for exclamatory sentences. How do exclamatory sentences changes from direct into indirect speech? Now here exclamatory sentences. Of course, as you all know that exclamatory sentences are those type of sentences which have some expression of feelings that can be grief, sorrow, happiness, applaud, or any other feeling. Now here, while converting exclamatory sentences from direct into indirect speech, we do not need to use interjections. The interjections, for example, hooray, wow, alas, they are removed in the indirect speech, and the sentence is changed into an assertive sentence. Remember this, that the all the for be it an interrogative sentence or an exclamatory sentence, in the indirect speech it must change into an assertive sentence. For example, here direct speech, she said, alas, I'm undone. She exclaimed sadly. Now alas is something which is showing some sadness. So here it says exclaimed sadly that she was undone. Let us go into the details of it. Conversion of exclamatory sentences. As we all know that it expresses state of grief, wonder, or happiness. So we must keep the following things in our minds while changing the exclamatory sentences into indirect speech. For example, here the first one is we need to understand the mood of the sentences. As we do it in imperatives, we have to use the appropriate joining clause for exclamatory sentences, and we have to follow the other rules of direct and indirect speech. Now coming towards the examples of exclamatory sentences, Ali said, hooray, I have solved reported speech PDF assignment. Now it is some kind of joy feeling. So the mood of the sentence is, of course, about joy, about happiness. So Ali expressed with joy that he had solved reported speech PDF assignment. Ali said, alas, I have failed the exam. Now this is some kind of sorrow or sadness. Ali expressed with sorrow that he had failed the exam. Ali said, how cool the weather is. Now this is kind of wonder. So Ali expressed with wonder that it was a cool weather. Now here in these examples, if you can see, we have changed the exclamatory sentences into simple assertive sentences. For example, that it was the cool weather or things like that. She said, wow, what a good watch it is. She exclaimed with wonder that it was a good watch. Now that was all for the exclamatory sentences. Now rule number 8 is punctuation. Punctuation is something which is very important. This is we have to keep in mind how should we punctuate our direct speech and our indirect speech. Now all the punctuations, for example, in the direct speech, how do we do it? The words which are spoken by the speaker should be in quotes and always begin with a capital letter. Now here, let us see this example. She said there must be a comma after the reporting speech, and then I am the best. Now these are the spoken words by her, so they are enclosed in the quotes or quotation marks. Full stop, comma, exclamation or question mark are placed inside the closing inverted commas. Now here if you see, I am the best, full stop must be placed within these inverted commas. For example, they asked, can we sing with you? Now the question mark is also being placed within the inverted commas. So we have to keep in mind how to write a direct speech. Now, if direct speech comes after the information about who is speaking, a comma is used to introduce the speech placed before the first inverted comma. For example, he shouted, shut up. Now, exclamation mark is within the inverted commas. Now here the next example is, thinking back, he said, she didn't expect to win. This is something with your related to your text as well. Textbook, you had some exercises. Now here if you can see, our reported speech has been divided into two parts. The reporting speech has come in between them, and thinking back, starting the first one with the capital letter into the comma is also placed within these inverted commas. Then he said, comma, she didn't expect to win. Now full stop is here and we have started the inverted commas again. But during this sentence we do not need to use a capital letter for the other direct speech, because it is the continuation of the first one. Comma is used to separate the two direct speeches and no capital letter to begin the second sentence. This is how it goes. Now for the conversion from direct to indirect speech, there are some rules. Let us read them. We have to remove the inverted commas. Inverted commas will not be used in the indirect speech. Question mark will convert into full stop, and exclamation mark is also silenced, or it also converts into a full stop. Then comma in some cases is used. Examples for punctuation. Ali said, I'm quite good here. Ali said that he was quite good there. Now, the punctuation that is omitted is the quotation marks only that have been omitted. Now here, if you see, this is an interrogative sentence. Here the question mark has been removed. Mustafa said, how old your puppy is. Mustafa asked how old my puppy was. Now here the question mark has been omitted. Now the next one is, Ali said, hooray, such a cool day. Ali exclaimed with joy that it was a cool day. Now sign of exclamation has been omitted. Ali said, I, who am the winner, shall appear tomorrow. Ali said that he who was the winner would appear the next day. Now comma here has been retained. Now rule number 9, that is something very important, the change in time and time and place of adverb in indirect speech. Now rules for change in time and adverb in indirect speech. Here if you see, there are some examples, some of the time and place adverbs that changes from direct and indirect to indirect speech. For example, today, it changes to that day, yesterday into the day before, the previous day, tomorrow the next day or the following day, now changes into then, ago into before, here into there, this into that, next week into the following week, last night into the night before, the previous night, hence into thence, come into go. Now, that was all about our rules for the change. That was all about the rules that we need to keep in mind while changing direct into indirect speech. I have given these numberings not because these are some set by our the English, but it is something which I wanted to tell you, or which I wanted to explain it to you turn by turn. That's why I gave them numbers, though we do not need to number them. So I hope you have had enough knowledge of it. Now let us revise all of these rules one more time. Now here, rule number 1, first of all, what we have to do is we have to identify the tense of the reporting verb. Identify the reporting verb, in fact, and we have to change the tense of the reported speech if the reporting verb is in the past. If the reporting verb, the third point that we need to revise is that the tense of the reported speech will remain the same if the reporting verb is in the present or future tense. Now, point number 4 was interrogative sentences. They will change into assertive. That will not be used. If or whether will be used in questions, starting with auxiliary or helping verbs, and what, where, when questions, they will remain. WH questions will remain the same. We will not use any that in it. Now, number 5th point, imperative sentences. They changes as per mode of the sentence. Verb is used in its infinitive form. Okay. For now, the next one is the number 6 point was exclamatory sentences. They also change as per mode of the sentence. Pronoun changes. The first person changes as per subject, second person changes as per object, and there is no change in the third person. Punctuations: quotes are removed, question marks are omitted, exclamation marks are also removed, and sentence ends with a full stop. Now, let us revise the tenses. How do they change when the reporting verb is in the past or in the present or in the future? When the reporting verb is in the past tense, what happens? Simple present changes into simple past, present continuous changes into past continuous, present perfect changes into past perfect, present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous, simple past changes to past perfect, past continuous changes into past perfect continuous, past perfect and present past perfect continuous, they remains the same. When the reporting verb is in the present tense, there will be no change. That was all for this tutorial. I hope you will learn from it. If you have any query on any question regarding any point in this topic, you can ask me anytime, and I hope this lesson will be helpful in understanding the rules for converting direct into indirect speech. Thank you very much. Take care, and Allah Hafiz.